Shiva Rea tells us, Vinyasa in essence is every cycle of life, from the micro pulse of the quantum and cellular pulse that emerges and dissolves in seconds, to the vinyasa of our inhale receiving new life and our exhale of letting go, to the awakening of every morning to when we retire, and all the many cycles that pervade the vinyasa of the day, the week, the lunar and the solar cycles. From the Shardatilaka Tantra, we get Vinyasa in its original meaning way back in the Vedas, but embodied in the internalized ritual that we'll be talking about later in the course within the tradition of Tantric Shaivism, where Vinyasa is a sacred ritual sequencing. It is the word used for the practice of ritual. It is the sequence of rites, R-I-T-E-S, that inform the ritual of life, or of the ritual of dance, the ritual of embodiment. And as Shiva said, ultimately in the Tantras, this comes to be known as the vinyasa of the internalized cosmos, where the breath is the flow of the moon and the sun, the fire stoked when they meet in breath pause, when they meet in moments of great self-surrender and realization. This is the cycle of life, but it's the cycle of the breath. My mind moves in a cycle. My breath moves in a cycle. My birth and my death moves in connection in a cycle. The Shardatilaka Tantra. Atmana mantra rattatman paramatmanam atratu jnanatmanam pravinyasya nyasepita manum tataha. In our ritual, Tantra, the spirit imbued within mantras is one's own soul. This is what inspires or impels our yoga vinyasa ritual. It is one supreme self shining as Shiva that arises when experiencing the wisdom of one's own embodiment. This begins with invoking the throne of the divine within. One is to give namaskara to this throne within through the correct mantras or the prescribed mantras. This is what we call a krama. Tatra krama surya mandala vinyasa, soma mandalam vinyasa, vani mandalam tatkala nyasit. The first krama of our yoga vinyasa is to engage the circle of the sun in our breath. Then the circle or mandala of the moon. And then within that special space of the heart, the central channel, Sushumna, one is to perform the vinyasa of the fire mandala. This is the heart of what we call vinyasa. So in the phrasing prana flow, or prana chara, prana sara, there's many words for flow, we have imbued in the very compound the essence of vinyasa in the source texts. And it is the flow of prana that we're referring to here in these passages when we talk about the flow of the sun and the moon internally. The warm breath, heated, is the exhalation. The heated breath, heated inside the body, rises with the warmth of the sun out through the nose again. The cycle of the solar day or the solar year or the light half of the month is the out-breath. We inhale the cool moon of revivifying lunar drink, pibayet, drinking in the moon of the mandala. The orb of the moon is literally drunk in. As the breath becomes full, the chest expands. The moon shines as the fullness of a chest filled with air, having drunk the amrita of the divine from the crown. So the mandala of the moon meets the mandala of the sun. These are the cycles of time embodied in this yoga vinyasa. And so, in Shiva's book, she says I may have read this already. I'll do it again. In the Tantric tradition, every breath is a reflection of cosmic cycles, referred to as vinyasa or chara, movement or flow. And from the 10th century master Abhinavagupta, the greatest teacher, master, scholar, and awakened being, arguably, of the Tantric tradition from Kashmir. He deserves his Sanskrit read. This is what he says about prana flow. Tata hi savesham antar bahish karanam sarvanghanu prananam sarayam pranatmana chetana rupenasti yad ojas iti. The prana that comprises the body of a human being is what comprises the consciousness of a human being manifesting as their own awareness. This is their ojas, their vitality. In the central nadi or channel, the sushumna, one after another, anupravishyati, one experiences the karanas, the postures or poses that express the divinity of all life. How is this experience? Bursting forth sarayam pranana, as the flow of prana that enraptures or exhilarates all of the limbs of the body.